Political events, devastation, and entertainment shaped the 1980s. The decade started off with the election of Ronald Reagan, the United States' 40th president. Within that first year he was in office, plenty of drama was aroused. The ongoing crisis in Iran was just coming to an end as the president was being inducted into office. The hostages were formally released into the United States' custody the day after the signing of the Algiers Accords, with the overall effect being that the United States failed to rescue the hostages in Tehran. The year followed with more devastation with the assassination of John Lennon, an English musician, singer, and songwriter who rose to worldwide fame as a founder member of the rock group The Beatles, the most commercially successful band in the history of popular music. At around 10:50 p.m. on December 8, 1980, as John Lennon returned to his New York apartment, Mark David Chapman shot Lennon in the back 4 times at the entrance to the building. Lennon was taken to the emergency room and was pronounced dead on arrival at 11:07 p.m. Moving away from the disasters of 1980 came the presence of more and more people exploring and purchasing items for their entertainment. This includes the Pac-Man video game, the Rubik's Cube, and then in 1981, the personal computer. "1981 was not, however, possible without its very own complications. The year started with the assassination attempt on the Pope and Ronald Reagan. In close succession followed the epidemic of AIDS. A lot of uproar was caused. The Centers for Disease Control was attempting to figure out the virus and control the widespread disease in the U.S. There were cries for help and of concern from many Americans wanting this illness to be stopped.
Scientists at the National Centers for Disease Control in Atlanta today released the results of a study which shows that the lifestyle of some male homosexuals has triggered an epidemic of a rare form of cancer. Robert Bazell now in Atlanta.
Bobby Campbell of San Francisco and Billy Walker of New York both suffer from a mysterious newly discovered disease which affects mostly homosexual men, but has also been found in heterosexual men and women. The condition severely weakens the body's ability to fight disease. Many victims get a rare form of cancer called Kaposi sarcoma. Others get an infection known as pneumocystis pneumonia. Researchers know of 413 people who have contracted the condition in the past year. 1/3 have died and none have been cured.
On the political side to this year was the introduction of the first woman to join the Supreme Court. Her name was Sandra Day O'Connor.
What's all this shit?
E.T. phone home.
Oh my God, he's talking.
Home.
E.T. phone home?
E.T. phone home.
And they'll come.
Come.
During the year 1983, Reagan proposed the enormously expensive and bitterly criticized Strategic Defense Initiative, more popularly known as Star Wars, after the 1977 movie. This was to intercept Soviet missiles in outer space. Scientists rattled the world with a terrible discovery in 1985. While monitoring the stratosphere over Antarctica, they discovered a hole in the Earth's ozone layer. By 1987, the hole had increased the size of the continental U.S. Worldwide deterioration of the ozone shield had begun and was progressing at an alarming rate. This destruction of the ozone shield is linked to the release of the chlorofluorocarbons all around the world. The ozone layer, which is made up of oxygen crucial to our environment, absorbs solar ultraviolet radiation, protecting humans from skin cancer, cataracts, and immune system deficiencies. On January 28, 1986, at 11:38 a.m., the Space Shuttle Challenger was launched from Cape Canaveral, Florida. The mission ended 73 seconds later when the Challenger exploded. All 7 crew members were killed in the process. Forensic use of DNA technology in criminal cases began in 1986, but was not identified with until 1987. The first case that it was used for was for verifying a suspect's responsibility for committing 2 rape murders in the English Midlands. Tests proved that this suspect had not committed the crimes. Police then began obtaining blood samples from several thousand male inhabitants in the area to identify a new suspect. DNA was finally matched in the 1987 case in England. Robert Melius became the first person convicted of a crime, or rape, on the basis of DNA evidence.
Here's a little song I wrote. You might want to sing it note for note. Don't worry, be happy.
At the height of the Iraq War, the USS Vincennes in the Strait of Hormuz blew up Iranian airliner 655, killing all 290 citizens on board, including nearly 70 children. At the time of the deadly incident, the U.S. Navy said it was a case of mistaken identity and believed the plane to be an F-14 fighter jet, the same ones the U.S. sold to the Shah of Iran just 10 years before.
Don't worry, be happy. Don't worry, be happy. Ain't got no place to lay your head. Somebody came and took your bed. Don't worry, be happy. The landlord say your rent is late. He may have to litigate. Don't worry, be happy. Look at me, I'm happy. don't worry. Be happy. Hey, I give you my phone number when you